Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of My Thoughts. Back here. I told you last week when I had another My Thoughts. I told you guys I was had a lot of stuff to talk about, My Thoughts and everything. And I figured since it's kind of just happening, it's kind of more or less of a popular thing right now. I figured I'd give my thoughts on the TikTok ban that happened. Then it got unbanned, and then there's a lot of stuff to go over. Also I gave it. It was kind of like a revamp of my last time that I talked about TikTok maybe getting banned because it's been a thing that's been going on in the United States for about a year or two now. I forget what date I made that video, but it's been going on for a while. Then when after I made that video, it didn't end up getting banned. Then for a brief period of time in the U.S., it actually did get banned, so we're going to kind of be going over there. Then it also got unbanned, so we're going to be going right over it, giving my thoughts on it. This is because I figured it directly affected me and other people, like, kind of like that. I wasn't able to get on TikTok, and there was a big, crazy stir about it. And I have quite a few things to say about it, just me personally, obviously, for my thoughts, and also I'm just reporting on it, so it's kind of like a double thing here, kind of talking about a big trending topic that's happening. Also, just giving my thoughts on it. So it's kind of gonna get right into it here. I'll be reading off of an article. Also, be telling you guys kind of exactly what happened. And yep. So I'm getting this from the Washington Post. It's a pretty reliable site. If you ever know the Washington Post, pretty reliable source of info, news group, and stuff like that. So what we know about the TikTok ban is that the popular video app went dark in the United States late Saturday, then came back around noon on Sunday. Even as the law banning it took effect, it came back around noon. So I'll be talking to you guys. You guys will be seeing this on a Thursday, so this happened almost a week ago, so just to kind of set it in place for you guys. Obviously, I'm sure most of you guys already know about kind of what happened, but just kind of putting it in there. So if you go to there, it says, let me see here. It says, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. So if I were to go on the app, like Saturday night, I did actually check because I heard it was going to get banned. It was supposed to get banned at 12 midnight, but it actually got banned like a few hours before midnight, when it went January 19th. So if you go on the TikTok app, or like I did, if I went on the TikTok app, a message popped up saying, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. And of course, that did actually happen. So we're kind of going to go over there more. And I'll make the thumbnail of the video the message of sorry TikTok isn't available right now. I'll be making the thumbnail, so you'll see. I'll be making it, pretty neat. So you guys will see when you click on this video. But starting on Saturday night, TikTok, the short-form video app owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, was unavailable in the United States as a result of a new law that banned the company's apps in the country. By around noon on Sunday, it was back. The law calls on ByteDance to sell TikTok to non-Chinese owners or face a ban starting Sunday. TikTok said it was responding to new clarity from President-elect Donald J. Trump, which he restored service. So, of course, Trump took office this past Monday. He got inaugurated. So I'm pretty sure he actually put an extension on the ban. I think there was like 75 days. I think he signed an executive order. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure as soon as he got in office, he knew he would sign an extension on it. So there's still time for TikTok to figure it out. It's been all over the place, the ban. A lot of people saying it's not going to get banned, and it is going to get banned, and then obviously it just got restored service. So kind of continuing on with the article here. Mr. Trump vowed early Sunday to stall the implementation of the ban to give TikTok more time to make a sale. Kind of like I was just saying, that would satisfy the law. It's still not clear how he'll be able to do so. But what's happening with TikTok this weekend? TikTok feeds stopped working in the United States late on Saturday night. Instead of videos, the app showed a pop-up message to users saying that the law banning TikTok was enacted. About what I just read to you guys. Then around noon on Sunday, the app worked again. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties providing TikTok, the company said in a statement. In practice, the law penalizes app stores like Apple and Google and other internet companies like Oracle for distributing or updating any TikTok content. And President-elect Donald J. Trump reversed the ban. It is not clear if Mr. Trump can stall the ban under the law, but he has vowed to do so. Mr. Trump said on social media platform Truth Social, his social media platform, on Sunday that he would issue an executive order on Monday, which he did, that would extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. He also said that he planned to arrange a deal that would give the United States a 50% ownership stake in the new entity involving TikTok, It was unclear what shape that would take without U.S. approval. There is no TikTok, he wrote. Quote, with our approval, it is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, said Trump. And kind of moving on here, can he legally do that? The new law has a provision that says the president can issue a one-time extension of 90 days to the ban if he or she certifies that Congress as a qualified divestiture is underway and that it take place during that period. It's not clear if he can exercise that option now that the law has taken effect. The law was passed by Congress with wide bipartisan support, signed by President Biden, and now upheld by the Supreme Court. So simply subvert it now will raise serious questions. So it's a lot of political stuff. Sarah Krebs, the director of Tech Policy Institute of Cornell University, said that Mr. Trump's options are uncharted legal territories. So it's a lot of political and legal maneuvers kind of going on here. So I'm pretty sure I went over this in the last video, but just to kind of recap just why this whole entire ban is taking place in the first place, even though it didn't technically get banned. So why are the government's concerns with TikTok, or what are the government's concerns? U.S. officials have long been concerned about ByteDance's ties to the Chinese government. They pointed out that ByteDance could hand over sensitive U.S. user data to Beijing, like location information, noting to laws that allow the Chinese government to secretly demand data from the Chinese companies and citizens for intelligence gathering operations. They're also worried that China could use TikTok's content recommendations to fuel misinformation, a concern that escalated in the United States after the start of the Israel-Hamas war during the presidential election. TikTok has long maintained that it has never misused data or spread propaganda at the behest of Beijing. In the United States, it has tried to distance itself from ByteDance, which is considered to be one of the world's most highly valued startups, by saying that TikTok's headquarters are in Singapore and Los Angeles, and that ByteDance is largely owned by global investors, but there are still employees in China that work for TikTok, or they work on TikTok, even though TikTok itself is not used by China. So it's pretty clear that that's why they wanted to ban it in the first place, just of security concerns for United States citizens. But my whole thing was that, in my personal opinion, going into my thoughts here, I think that Google and Facebook and all the American social media companies like Facebook, Meta, all that stuff, whatever it is, the American companies, I feel like they use our data. I'm not saying that they share it to China specifically, but they take all of our data, like Google from YouTube, or like Facebook and all that stuff. I feel like they also take data, and we don't 100% know where that's going either. Like, just because ByteDance is maybe or Chinese associated, I'm not saying they are associated with China, but I'm just saying, like, just because they Congress thinks that maybe, I feel as if that Google and Facebook, like I just said, all the major American social media companies and big tech companies, I feel like we don't 100% know the full truth. I don't feel like we know where they take our data from their apps, and I don't know where my data goes. You know what I mean? I can't say that they are not selling that data to another third party foreign country or something like that. I can't prove that, but I'm not saying it's just kind of the same concept. Like, I don't know where my data is going. So I feel like a lot of the other, and I've been saying this for years now, I feel like a lot of the major American social media companies also take our data, and we don't 100% know where it's going. I'm not saying it's going to China specifically, but I'm saying, I don't know for sure that they're not selling it and using it for their own personal gain and selling my data. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like a complicated thing here. But that's kind of how it goes, I guess. But it's kind of stupid for them to make that claim, but they also don't get on the, I guess there's no hardcore proof of that, but there's also, like, you never really know where data's going anywhere. It's always important for individuals on the internet to stay safe. You guys out there, and me personally, I use a VPN to stay safe. I wish I could plug a sponsor, but I can't. Unfortunately, but yeah, honestly though, use a VPN to stay safe, which is what I do all the time when I'm on my computer and stuff like that. Also, as well as they can't steal your info, but they can. But it's kind of complicated. But this whole TikTok ban is very, like I said, it's a lot of political maneuvers and political things kind of going in and out, and a lot of legal stuff. And what actually happened is, I explained it before, like, kind of explained it through the article, but it got banned briefly, and then as soon as early Sunday morning into noon, it was unbanned. And a lot of people were freaking out, saying TikTok's banned forever, this is it. Everybody was freaking out, because, people make money off TikTok, kind of like they, now, me personally, I use TikTok, but it's not like my career. I don't make money off TikTok. It's not like my YouTube, and I don't necessarily make money off YouTube either. But it's not like my YouTube. Like, if YouTube was getting banned, I would be upset, because obviously I have a YouTube channel. Excuse me. I have a YouTube channel, and I have an Instagram, and amongst other things, I'm on Discord and everything. if those big apps were getting banned, then I would be very upset because that's how I make, my YouTube. That's what I do. That's, the main apps I use. I do have a TikTok, but I don't make content on there. I just scroll TikTok. So it sucks. Yeah, like, I knew it was going to get banned. So if it got banned, I was kind of saying it sucks. Yeah, but, what am I going to do about it? I'll just switch to Instagram Reels. And there were a lot of memes like that, switching Instagram Reels and stuff like that. But a lot of people were freaking out over it because I do understand people make money off the TikTok shop, and a lot of people would be losing their livelihood. And my honest thoughts on that are, like, you can't rely on a social media platform like that for your main source of income. Yes, it could be a kind of side hustle, but you also need to, like, look for a full-time job. No, I mean that in the most respect, because a lot of people were saying, now the unemployed people on TikTok need to get employed. But important saying that is, you can't 100% rely on that. Like, a lot of people use YouTube, for example, to make, a living, and then make that's their main source of income and stuff like that, which I respect that. But there's not really a lot of chance for YouTube, for example, to get banned. The TikTok ban has been going on, and everybody knew about it for years now. They've been trying to ban it for years, so it's obviously been a thing for a while. So I would always be prepared to make sure that it didn't get banned, and make sure that that's not my main source of income. Like, if you're making money off TikTok, you can continue to make money, but also don't use that as your main source of income because it's going to get banned. And now everybody's kind of started to care when they were like, okay, we're actually going to ban it. Like, it'll be banned on this date. You can't use it anymore. So people really didn't start to care after the last week or two. But they knew that a lot of people knew that they were trying to ban it for quite some time now. A lot of people were upset in the midst of all of it, and I guess in some cases rightfully so. But I think people were taking it slightly too dramatic. They're acting like the whole internet as a whole was bad. That's not the case. TikTok, I was kind of always ready for it, and it kind of sucked that I couldn't scroll through it anymore. But again, kind of like I was saying, it is what it is. And then, so I got that message. I couldn't go on TikTok for the whole night. And then, of course, and I'm kind of going off my personal experience, kind of like what happened with my TikTok app. Then, of course, come Sunday morning and into noon, I was able to restore fully service. And I think a lot of people caught a break. Of course, Trump was inaugurated just this past Monday, so he kind of put the executive order. I think it was either 75 days or 90 days. So TikTok has an extension, and we'll see what happens. And then I might also make a follow-up my thoughts to that, depending on what really happens. But it was just like that one SpongeBob meme, though. Like, the whole thing was like the SpongeBob meme because it was like this one.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
It really is like that, though. Okay, time's up. If you really kind of dims it down to what actually happened with TikTok, TikTok went into jail, and it kind of, you see memes like that. I saw a few of those, so I figured I'd include it. But it really kind of dumbs down to kind of how, what really happened. TikTok kind of went into jail, then come noon next time, it was actually, of course it was unbanned, but the whole thing is very interesting, kind of like I was saying, kind of like politically, and like it was very a lot of legal maneuvers and political maneuvers and kind of stuff like that. Goes into a lot of stuff, and kind of interesting stuff. It's very there's many things that are interesting about the whole TikTok thing. And like I was saying, there's a lot of legal stuff that goes into it, legal maneuvers, law maneuvers. A lot of stuff that kind of goes into it. Very interesting, kind of very a lot of things that happen. I was also thinking, it doesn't really affect me honestly. TikTok, if it gets banned in the 90 days that it's up, it is what it is. It's kind of what I think. The only thing I'll miss is the TikTok shop. I'm kind of guilty of buying. I buy stuff on the TikTok shop, and there's a lot of cool, interesting little things on there that I frequently shop there. So that's a perk. But it's also a perk I would be losing. But that's kind of one of the things. But it's just there's interesting things. There's interesting things on the TikTok shop that that are on Amazon even. Like if you think about it, there's like little things on there that you wouldn't be able to find on Amazon or any other shopping websites. One of the more popular ones would be Amazon, but. That's how it is. So we'll see if it gets unbanned. And as far as I just remember, the people, I'm pretty sure, and I was mentioning earlier, like how Apple and Google get fined, I think. I'm pretty sure that the App Store, like, as far as I know, the app is, like, if you deleted TikTok, like, just because it was getting banned, the people who did that, I don't think it's available on the App Store, like the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. I don't think it's available on there. So, like, if you have TikTok, like, already downloaded and it came back, like, kind of like how I did, like, I didn't delete TikTok or anything like that, because I wanted to see, like, kind of how this whole thing played out and see if it actually got banned. But it got unbanned, but I don't think it's on, like, I don't think if you deleted it, hopefully it all makes sense. If you delete the TikTok app, you can't download it back on the App Store. As far as I know, it's not on the App Store. It doesn't show up. So that's pretty interesting. At least as far as I know, it may have came back and I just don't know. But that's how it was. I searched it up on the App Store like on Tuesday, around afternoon time on Tuesday, and it wasn't there. So at least as of now, it's still not on there. So it's like kind of an exclusive app. Unfortunately, for those of you who deleted it, I don't think you could get it back unless they fix it, which they should fix it. But I guess we'll kind of see how that plays out. But this whole situation is just kind of wild. The kind of whole thing, Trump banning it, then he initiated the ban, and then he kind of went back on it, and I think we have another 90 days. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the whole TikTok ban thing goes, and see if it ever comes back. And yep. But as Trump said, for now, TikTok is back. That's how he said it was back. The courtroom is like a boxing ring. You go in the courtroom, you fight. It's like a boxing ring in the Senate and everything like that. It's a lot of stuff. Um, as far as we know, TikTok will be back, and yeah, so that'll be it's pretty much all I have to say about it, and my thoughts and everything. So my thoughts will be kind of making a comeback to be having stuff to talk about. Um, kind of more topics in my notes that I want to talk about and give my thoughts on. So that's kind of how my thoughts works. For now, there's a lot of stuff I want to give my thoughts on, so that'll be pretty interesting to see. So we'll be having a lot more episodes coming out. Of course, we have our channel review coming out maybe tomorrow, or just a yearly review, annual. Maybe next week, either the next week or tomorrow or something. You guys will see it, so we'll see about that. So stay tuned for that. I got a lot of good announcements planned and kind of stuff like that. So stay tuned. Big announcements coming up. And yeah, leave a comment down below. What you guys think of TikTok? Is it going to be banned? Do you think it will be banned in the future in the United States? Will it stay around? Will it be banned? Whatever it is it may be, leave your thoughts on it. Will you be able to go without TikTok or not? If you're like me, where I can, I kind of live without it. It is what it is. If it is banned, leave a comment down below. Any of that stuff. I like to see the discussion and feedback and stuff like that. The usual stuff I look out for. So be sure to do that. And yeah, with all that being said, make sure to subscribe, more content, like the video, all good stuff. Discord, Twitch, Instagram. Links in the description as usual. Got big stuff coming. And yeah, stay tuned. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video.